How to create a breakup effect in Affinity Photo with any image. Basing it on a grid. Here's how, PC or Mac. Unfortunately, there's no grid feature to do that. But what you can do with the Move tool, make certain you just select it. You can see there the background, and then go to Edit and Copy. Well, at this point, I don't need it, so just unlock it there and just delete. Well, what I'm going to add now is some rectangles. So rectangles, and simply create the rectangle and then use the arrow keys. So use the left and right arrow key. I'm just going to use the right one just to add. And you can see now I've got multiple rectangles. I can use the down to create multiple rows. And I'm going to create that number of different rectangles. And you can see straight away you've got rectangles over there. Well, what you can then do is you can select them individually. It's a bit of a fuss. It's not particularly ideal. And unfortunately, there's no way, as far as I'm aware, of creating a macro to do this. So edit and then go to paste inside. And that will paste that part of the image inside that rectangle. And you can then go to the next one. And again, edit and down to paste inside. Use the shortcut. And you can see you can then just add them in very quickly to build up exactly the same design, but then all split. You can select all of the layers and you can resize them just to make certain it just fills the entire document. But you can also select individual parts, individual rectangles. So here, just go to this rectangle. So you see rectangle, and of course you could rename it, maybe hat or something. I'm not going to do that, but you could do that. With that selected, now I know this background, I can select it, go to the Move tool, I can then position it, so I can just drag. Now I could randomly, of course, select different ones, perfectly reasonable as well, but I'm just doing it from this layers. Also go here to this rectangle, so select this one, and this one. Now I don't want to rotate this, because that will rotate the rectangle. Don't want to touch that. What I want to rotate is the background, and you'll see it fills the entire, it's the image. It's exactly the same as the image in each and every one of them. So this time I'm just going to rotate it. So you can see I just rotate it, and then you can see this rotation applied. I can go down to another one or just go up, maybe select this one and click here, the rectangle. Key thing is you want to work with the background, not the rectangle. So background. Then you can go to filters, maybe go to blur and Gaussian blur. And then you can see I've got a slight blurring. And it's that one. That's been blurred. Click apply. Let's go to another one. And I'm just going to go, say, this rectangle. Well, that one, I can go here to the background. And I can go to filter, distort and perspective. Make certain you actually select the bounding box there, otherwise you will get a weird transformation that you don't expect. But you can see you can then apply that perspective there. You can see it just distorting. Maybe you could put that and then click apply. And you can go down to any of the other ones. So you might decide, let's go for this one, this rectangle. So this rectangle, you might decide, go to the background and go to filters and distort and maybe deform. You might want to just slightly change things there, just tweak, just subtle change, and so on. You can create all kinds of different designs. And of course, if you don't like it, you can always cancel and then maybe apply a different effect. Maybe go to colours, maybe use emboss or halftone. And you can see you create an effect like that and click apply. Literally infinite amount of variations can be applied to each of these rectangles, which can then be manipulated themselves if you want, of course. You can always undo that if you don't like it. You can always then go to the rectangle and you can always move it or maybe resize that if you want. You don't have to keep it in exactly the same position. Maybe shift it slightly like that. But of course, that will create a gap. If you want to shift the actual part of this, simply go to the background and then use the Move tool and shift it. And you can see you can create some interesting variations of that image very quickly. Once you're happy with everything, you've decided, you know what, you've got the image in the way that you want it. You can always then, of course, just simply go to layer and merge visible. Just merge it all into a single layer. If you want to recolor it, you can select the rectangle there and then go to the background. So I'm just going to recolor this bit. Click, and now go to layer, and I can go down here to new adjustment layer and use maybe curves or HSL, and then just tweak that one. And you can see as you change it, only that part of the image will change, and close, because you can see the HSL there and the background there. If you want to scale it, you can select that one. Again, make certain you use the background. So background, and then just simply drag up here. Again, you'll notice the bounding box is around the entire image. And you can just resize that. So, whoops. So you can see it just dragged out there. Maybe you might like to select this one. And again, go to background, and this time reduce it. So resize it and reduce it down. Maybe then move it over there, and you can see you can create an effect like that and get that result. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel, always adding new tutorials all the time. Thank you much.